Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Habitat for Humanity Home Show. My name's David Mauch. I'll be your host today. We're really excited about our episode today. For the first time ever in the history of the show, we've been doing it about a year and a half now. We're actually going to interview one of our partner families. Kirstina Day is here with us today, and Kirstina is about to purchase a house from us. And so she has gone through the process of partnering with Habitat for Humanity and is getting close to the time where she's going to actually purchase her home and become a Habitat homeowner. So we're super excited to have Kirstina with us. She is, like I said, the first partner family that we've ever spotlighted on the show. We're also going to talk a little bit later in the episode about the Restore and some of the new happenings there and some of the great deals you can get at the Restore this month. But as I mentioned, super excited to have Kirstina Day with us today. Welcome, Kirstina.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us today. I've known you for about 2 years, about 2.5 years now, and it's always been a privilege to be around you, and we're going to get into it a little bit, but you actually have a role at Habitat beyond being a partner family, so we'll talk a little bit about that today. But thanks for joining us on the show. We really appreciate it. So, and the great thing about today's show is I think we're going to give people kind of a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to go from just knowing about Habitat or hearing about Habitat in the community to becoming a member of our partner family program, and then to the point where you're actually purchasing a house from Habitat for Humanity. So I'm really looking forward to hearing your story and telling our viewers a little bit about that process. So Thanks for joining us. As we get started, just first question out of the gate is, what made you think about kind of reaching out to Habitat, or what was the process like to kind of start that ball rolling and getting involved with Habitat for Humanity?
Well, I had heard about it several times years ago, and I always thought that, somebody else maybe needed it more than I did, or deserved it more than I did, I guess. And then a friend of mine became, a partner family in the program in Miami County. So I helped build her home, and I learned more about the program. And as I was building her home, that's when I signed up to see if I was eligible as well.
Okay. And then talk to us a little bit about that process of applying or reaching out. Was it a phone call? Was it stopping by the office? Was it a meeting? How did you actually, get in touch with us initially?
I believe I stopped by the office to get the application, and then, turn that in, and you hear a month or so later. I don't really remember the time span, but you hear back to say whether you are eligible to go to the next process.
And then, so the next step in the process is going to that kind of big informational meeting where we have a lot of people in attendance.
Yes.
So you went through that and assume everything went good, and then moving on from that, with the knowledge of the program, I know we do a financial interview, and then actually a site visit, an in-home visit.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that and how that was for you, and did you find it easy or challenging, or were there, what were your impressions?
Personally, I didn't find it that challenging, just because I know where all my paperwork's at. So as long as you have everything available to you that you need to fill out the paperwork and to turn that paperwork in, as far as income and stuff like that, then I believe that the process is pretty easy. The home visit went very well. They see, where you live, what kind of space you have. In my circumstance, they saw that we live with my mom. My kids, they each have a room. My mom has a bedroom, so that leaves me, with the couch. So I sleep on the couch. So they saw that I had a need in that aspect.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit? I know through the process then where we kind of whittle it down and decide who our partner families are going to be and who's going to make up that class. And typically we take anywhere from 5 or 6 up to 12 or 15 people into our program a few times a year. What was it like when you got the letter from Habitat saying you've been accepted into the program? What were your thoughts at that point?
I was overjoyed. Like, you honestly don't know how to react. You're so excited, but you know that there's a lot of work ahead. So it's like, it's amazing, yet you're scared at the same time, because there is a process. So you wonder how long it's going to take. You wonder, what all you're going to have to do. So
how does it compare, just if you give me your thoughts, your thoughts at that point, and now you're literally a couple months away from actually buying your house. You know where your house is going to be. What does it compare, like what you were thinking then compared to what the process actually has been like, and what are the last couple of years been like? Is it what you thought it was going to be? Is it different? Is it?
I think I didn't really know what I thought it was going to be, but to me, it's been an amazing journey. You meet so many new people. You see, all the new partner families. You help build their homes. You work in the restore. I think it's just been wonderful.
Okay. So once you got accepted, then I always like to say that's really the jumping off point. You have an opportunity, as you mentioned. It's exciting, but there's a lot of work ahead, and certainly it doesn't mean you're getting a house, or it doesn't mean
absolutely.
It means that you have the opportunity to volunteer, to go to classes, to save money, and then ultimately, if you're successful in all those endeavors, then you're able to purchase a house from Habitat for Humanity. So tell me about the first few months in the program. I know we do an orientation meeting, and then people have the opportunity to start volunteering with us and go into classes. Can you tell me a little bit about maybe your volunteer experience?
Okay, so in my case, like I said, I was helping build a home in Miami County. So as soon as that house was finished, that's when I started volunteering at the Restore, before I even ever received my acceptance letter, because I enjoyed working with Habitat, just partnering and just being a part of the program, whether I was going to be accepted or not. I just started volunteering. Then I got my letter, so my acceptance letter, and then I continued to volunteer at the Restore. So honestly, my hours went by very fast, just because I was already, working on it.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I didn't know that you'd already started volunteering even before you got accepted into the program. I talked about the fact that you're the first partner family that we've ever interviewed on the show. Part of that is we are just so excited for this journey that you've gone through, and we're just, we've really bonded as an organization. I think we've really bonded with you in particular. In fact, really unique is we liked you so much as a volunteer that we had a job opening when we offered you a position at our Restore. Tell me about that a little bit, and maybe what you do at the Restore now.
Okay, so I was volunteering on the weekends because I was working full-time during the week. And then an opportunity became available at the Restore. I loved being at the Restore volunteering, so I accepted that opportunity. Yeah. So, basically I went from cleaning and doing stuff in the back. While I was still volunteering, I was, helping run the register and stuff like that. So then I just continued to do that. Now I do run the register, but I schedule donors appointments to pick up items that they are donating. So that's what I do during the day. And
then beyond the Restore, I think, have you also volunteered on our build sites?
I have.
Okay.
Yes,
what's
I'm
that experience
still.
Like?
I got my hours. I think it only took me like eight months, maybe approximately, to get all my volunteer hours in. But I have continued to volunteer, and I've also, been able to help other partner families with their hours. Just if they don't have, more family to help them, then I have had extra hours that I could donate to them to help them.
And just for our viewers to know, up to 1/3 of your hours, so a single mom like yourself, the minimum requirement is 275 hours of volunteerism. We term it sweat equity. 1/3 of that time can be donated by someone else or by a friend or family member. So it's really awesome what you've done. You've exceeded your minimum and gone, well, I think you're up to about 400 or over that.
As
far as hours
know.
go, I know one of our other families not too long ago that just bought her house, you donated 40 or so hours to her, Joyce Jones over in Fairborn.
Yes. And
you and Joyce, I think, bonded while she was volunteering.
Yeah, absolutely. She was wonderful.
Yep. yeah, she's an amazing person and lives in Fairborn, where your house is going to be. So
Yes.
it's exciting to know you guys are just going to be a few streets away from one another when you purchase your house here in a couple months. So
Yes.
that's pretty cool. So the other component I wanted to talk about as far as the process and what a partner family has to go through and achieve is the classes that you attended. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So there was like 40 hours, I believe, of classes. Several different classes. We had like nutrition classes and insurance and budgeting. You know, all those classes to me are very instrumental in helping any homeowner get through the process, you know, and be able to succeed as a homeowner. So I think those are all very well.
Do you
good.
feel like there's things you picked up in those classes that are going to carry over into being a homeowner, or things maybe you've already thought about or implemented?
Absolutely. I like to say I'm quite independent because I've been independent for a long time. So it was very neat to learn, like in the home maintenance classes, you know, how to possibly fix a toilet without calling someone else to do it. Because those are things that, you know, I normally do anyway, but you learn other ways to do things.
Right.
So it's wonderful.
When you talk about that, it makes me think about, we want our homeowners to have independence, like you said, but also the affordability factor is big. To call a plumber or a maintenance person,
Right.
I mean, that literally can cost $100 or hundreds of dollars, and so to have that knowledge to be able to try to fix something yourself, where you
Right.
don't have to outlay that money or spend that money to have somebody just come and take a look at something, or
Right.
I know that our homeowners can't always fix everything, but if they have some common knowledge where they can fix some things themselves, it's going to save them money in the long run. And I believe affordability is one of the things that we're really shooting for when it comes to selling a house to somebody, is making it affordable, and then having them have that basic knowledge. That's why we do the financial literacy and the budgeting, and even the home maintenance plays into that as well. So
I think they're all great classes.
which one was your
Yes.
favorite?
I think the budgeting was honestly my favorite because, you know, you can never have too much of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of those things too. Myself, even they don't teach it a lot in school. It's
Right.
not something there's no course on budgeting or money management, and
Right.
you kind of graduate from school or get out on your own. It's like figure it out and
Yes.
stuff. So we do a 10-week class on money management, budgeting, financial literacy, and some of that is stuff I went through it myself when I started with Habitat, and I didn't know 2/3 of it.
It makes you really think about
yeah.
what you're doing and where your money's going and how you're spending it.
Right.
It
I
makes
know
you,
one of the things too, you think about when you get a car loan or a home loan or something, the interest involved there, and you
Oh,
don't think
yes.
about how much that comes into play, but it's big money when you really sit there and divide out how much is going towards the principal payment, and then how much goes towards your interest payment, and how much interest rate plays in, and your credit rating and your credit
Absolutely.
report and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
and you really, having taken the class myself, it really brings that all into focus a little more, as far as how much that does affect how much money stays in your pocket and how much money you got to pay out.
correct,
if you
late
wanna-
fees and stuff like that,
Right.
things you don't think about.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about paying a late fee, and you're like, well, the $25 late fee, or I could go out to dinner with my wife one night. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right.
I mean, I'd rather go out to dinner with my
Right.
wife than give it to a bank or
Right.
something. So yeah, we really pride ourselves on the educational experiences that we give to our homeowners, and we think that is something that really separates us from other entities that are maybe doing housing in the area. You talked about working at Habitat and being a member of our team, which we are so delighted that you are. I know you work in the Restore, and I lean on you a lot. I know I can always count on you to answer a question for a customer, or send a phone call your way, and you're always going to give great customer service. Has working at Habitat kind of changed your perspective, or when you were just a partner family, now you're a team member and a partner family? Has it changed your perspective as far as our mission goes, or your thought process as far as Habitat?
I don't think so. I still think it's a wonderful thing. it has helped me see both sides of it for sure. But I think it's a wonderful program, absolutely.
Cool. Now, I know we kicked off your build about a month ago, I think, is that right? And it was such a neat day on a Saturday morning, and we had a big group of people out there in Fairborn, including the mayor of Fairborn was there, and a bunch of some of our board members and whatnot. And I know your family was there. You have 2 children. You know, what's their thoughts now about, you know, being able to move into this home in a few months?
They cannot wait. They absolutely cannot wait just to have their own room, their own space. They can leave the door open if they choose to, you know, and not have to worry about anything else. Safety, you know, they have a place to come home to, period.
Right. And I know they're both in the Fairborn School District, both students in the Fairborn School District now, and the homes that you're going to buy is in Fairborn.
Yes.
So that's nice. They're not going to have to change schools. It'll be seamless as far as education goes.
Right.
Now, I know your son is a kicker on the Fairborn High School football team.
He is, yes.
And he met the mayor of Fairborn recently and had a chance to help him out with something. Can you talk a little bit about that?
We had a Thursday Night Lights football game, and the mayor was kicking at halftime. They were having a field goal competition between him and I believe it was Stebbins.
City of Riverside mayor.
Yeah, mayor. So my son helped him basically just practice because he used to be a kicker as well in high school. So it was neat. It was a very neat experience for him.
And he won. The mayor
did.
of Fairborn
Yes,
won
he
the
did.
contest. Dan Kirkpatrick
Yes, he did.
beat out the Riverside mayor.
Yes.
And I think your son deserves some credit for that.
Yeah,
you know,
it
to
was
give him some
exciting.
tips. Yeah.
It was definitely exciting.
Well, that's
yes.
pretty cool. I know Dan Kirkpatrick, the mayor, was at that event, the kickoff event for your home, and that's when I had mentioned to him about your son and everything, and he put 2 and 2 together and said, hey, I'm in this field goal kicking contest. So it's pretty cool that that all worked out and they had a chance to get together, and then Dan was the big winner when it came to the contest. So.
Yes. It was very neat.
I wouldn't want to just talk about your son without mentioning your daughter. And I know she is a 7th grader at Fairborn, and maybe tell us a little bit about her and her what she's looking forward to as far as the house goes, and maybe just her background.
She runs cross country. She has a meet today. She does wonderful. They both are amazing athletes. So that's very exciting. She's very good at cross country. She cannot wait to have her own room so she can just have her pictures everywhere, because she has her own room, but my dresser and my stuff is in her room as well. So she can't wait to just have her own space to put her stuff the way she wants it exactly. So she's awesome. Very excited, yes.
That's awesome. And we think about that too. I mean, we love that we're partnering with you, but to think about your children and like you said, just having that stability of their own home, they know where they're going to be every night, it's their space. Really, we believe that can help them believe that they can achieve anything, and just to even have, like I said, the ability to close the door and work on homework or whatever, listen to music.
Yes.
It's something that every kid deserves.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
It's wonderful that they're going to have that in the not too distant future. Can you say a few words to our audience just about it sounds like you've had a positive experience with Habitat, just about encouraging other people to apply or to get in touch with us or to reach out and just get more information maybe and just see if it's a fit for them.
Well, I have several friends, who are single moms or whatever, who work, and I have actually, given them information on the program, and they've heard my story. So they're excited for me, and they're excited for themselves to try to sign up. Yeah. And just anybody in general. Yeah.
And I think it feels maybe a little out of reach or overwhelming at first, but you just take it step by step and day by day, and eventually you get to where you're at in the program where you're going to buy a house. Yes,
and it does seem overwhelming, but it goes a lot faster. I mean, it seems like it goes really fast. Yeah. I know it's been like 2 years, but as you're putting in the work, it doesn't really seem like it's that long. So we're to that point where we're almost there, and it's very exciting.
Yep. Well, hey, Kirstina, we really appreciated you coming on to the Habitat Home Show. Thanks so much for your time. We're super excited about everything you've accomplished and the fact that we're going to be selling you a house here in the very near future. So thanks so much for joining us. Next up, we just want to give you some information about our Habitat for Humanity Restore. We're going to roll some photos and tell you a little bit about information about what's going on there at the Restore, the latest and greatest. Thanks so much for joining us on the Habitat Home Show. We look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you.
First, I want to thank you all for volunteering to help Habitat for Humanity build a house. Your participation means so much. We couldn't do this without you. So, any questions? Come on, don't be shy. No such thing as a silly question, guys.
Donate and purchase from the Habitat Restore. That helps build houses.
No, you don't need to be able to hold a hammer. Anyone else?
Check out these great items available at our Restore in Dayton. If you're looking for any home goods, Restore is the place to shop. We get new and gently used items donated daily and sell them to the general public at significantly reduced rates. Here are a few items that were recently donated. This 6-person dining room table could be perfect for your family to enjoy at their Thanksgiving meal. Need dishes? We've got you covered. Several sets of individual pieces are a common sight at the Restore. We have lots of furniture, new and used, that can be perfect as an addition to your home, apartment, office, or dorm room. Inventory changes daily, so if you don't find what you're looking for right away, be sure to check back before paying full price somewhere else. Need more light in your life? Restore has several varieties of light fixtures, indoor and outdoor, available to use throughout your home. Restore is a great place to shop for appliances, both new and gently used. Check out this refrigerator from Samsung, a great item that I'm sure won't last long on the sales floor. Need a washer or dryer? We've got them. After you have your items and are at the checkout counter, be sure to ask about our Restore Rewards program. After purchasing items from Restore, you will be given a Restore Rewards card, and for every $10 you spend, you will get a punch on the card. Once you've earned 20 punches, you can turn your card in to save $10 on your next purchase. You can visit our Restore at 115 West Riverview Avenue in Dayton, Ohio. Restore is open Tuesday through Friday 9 to 5 and on Saturdays from 9 to 3. Be sure to like us on Facebook to learn more about our inventory and weekly deals.